greatness that night. It's about the fight. It ain't about the champion. It's about the fight. That's all I care about, the fight.
What Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is...
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis.
It's over, and they will see who the real champion is in the fight, said Gervonta Davis's coach Calvin Ford in response to Lamont at the Rematch news conference. Calvin's aggressive and confident manner showed how confident he was in Gervonta's victory and dominance in the ring.
And sit there and say to themselves like they came from a karate movie, man, I want to fight just like Tank. I want to be just like Tank.
Gervonta Davis is giving his next rematch his all focus and energy. Given the importance of this fight to his career and reputation, he has carefully prepared his preparation regimen. Every session is planned to improve his physical condition and technical skill. Davis is resolved to grow from his errors and come into the fight a more formidable and well-prepared foe. His camp is not taking any risks since this battle is crucial to him regaining his dominance in the sport.
One of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner, is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer? And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for...
Because Davis's reunion with Coach Calvin Ford has revitalized the training atmosphere. Mutual respect, trust, and a deep understanding of Davis's perspective and demeanor are the foundations of their ongoing relationship. Calvin Ford has played a pivotal role in molding Davis's natural talent into a proficient, aggressive, and calculated fighter during his rise in the sport. Davis gains confidence and ensures that all aspect of his preparation is in accordance with his championship goals thanks to this new partnership, which combines tactical expertise and emotional motivation.
Lamont Roach, he feels that he won. Do you think the best thing going forward, they should just run it back, have a rematch?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I think a rematch is definitely called for. And I think probably, the sooner the better. So I would say, hey, let's work on a deal to where we could get in there within the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I agree there.
The rematch is more than simply a battle for Davis. It's a chance to clear his name and appease those who questioned his abilities after the first fight. Since the first fight raised questions about his status, this next battle will be a watershed in his career. A convincing win will reinstate Davis as a top fighter and show that the previous outcome was an aberration rather than a true reflection of his skills. This fight is really important to Tank on both a personal and professional levels.
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of C. What Roach did, Rolly was doing the same thing. He ended up implementing it better against Ryan Garcia. Tank was having huge issues, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch me call that fight. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it because all he was patient with good power. All Roach was patient. He stayed focused. That's why him drinking and partying and shit is messing with me, because he beat him here. He stayed so damn focused, and he knew when Tank was going to punch. He knew when not to punch, and when he countered Tank, he rocked Tank. Tank got rocked at least twice that fight.
In their first clash, Davis displayed flaws that had not been as apparent in his previous fights. His defense was not as keen as it normally was, and his endurance dwindled with each round. Lamont Roach, the opponent, took advantage of these weaknesses by making strokes that disrupted Davis's rhythm and confidence. These issues were especially apparent to both fans and pundits, indicating that Davis was not performing to his full potential. In the rematch, Davis has the opportunity to address these shortcomings and show off his true skills.
He wants to do therapy. He wants to do real estate. They want to say he wasn't all in because him and Roach are friends, and he's going to be focused for the second fight. A lot of excuses. They want to say it's because of the braids, the oil getting in his eye. Whatever. This is what really happened. And I just now came to this conclusion because I've been making some other videos for Patreon, but Lamont Roach posted a video recently on...
Following the altercation, Davis was open about the psychological and emotional difficulties he had faced. He disclosed that his concentration and general performance were impacted by the strain and fatigue. His mental state suffered as a result of the encounter, and he was forced to consider quitting boxing. His candor about going to treatment demonstrated the intensity of his battle and emphasized that the effects of the battle extended beyond tangible outcomes. This weakness highlights the intricacy of a boxer's life away from the ring.
Stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning, step around. Keep turning.
The mood during Davis's training has dramatically changed in anticipation of the rematch. Every sparring and drill session is carried out with extreme accuracy and intensity. His footwork has significantly improved, becoming more fluid and balanced. Davis can now anticipate and counter his opponent more successfully because to his improved reaction speeds. Focused discipline has taken the place of the formerly easygoing and informal strategy, demonstrating that Davis views this war as a crucial task requiring complete commitment.
We got to talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haneys, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at them like, I don't want to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims on all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
The stakes in this battle go well beyond rankings or trophies. The first draw damaged Davis's self-esteem and raised questions about his reputation in the boxing world. This personal failure has stoked a strong want for atonement and approval. These days, Davis is driven by a desire to establish his value and regain his position among the best. The rematch is a fierce confrontation motivated by personal conviction, as it is a fight for respect, identity, and dignity.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they're they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity. You know?
What's the difference makers coming into this fight?
The first fight, I thought, everybody thought Jaleel won. We just got to turn, hit the gears a little harder. We ain't really got to change too much. Just got to put the icing on the cake, Put the icing on the cake this time, that's all. He did enough to win the last fight, but we was in somebody else's territory,
This time around, being in Florida, do you feel like it's a mutual zone?
Yeah. It's more of an even playing field in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel like he needs a stoppage to win the fight due to what happened the first time?
Not necessarily a stoppage. A stoppage is good, but not necessarily. You just got to put the icing on the cake. That's all. Just hit the gears a little harder. That's all. He hit the gears hard enough the last time, but boxing is a dirty game. It's a dirty game. And you got biased people, unfair people. Anybody saw that first fight and said Jaleel lost, they don't know boxing.
If Jaleel is successful in this fight, what do you guys expect for Jaleel? And then, obviously Eddie Hearn had a lot to say when Jaleel took that loss.
Roach's tactics and talents were well understood by Davis's camp before the first battle. Their original strategy was meticulously crafted to take advantage of alleged flaws in Roach's approach. Even while the plan made sense in principle, it wasn't carried out well in practice. Instead of changing their strategy, right now, Davis's group is concentrating on honing and polishing their first strategy. To boost their chances of success, they are placing more emphasis on tactical discipline and better execution, as well as increasing pressure during crucial times.
I know a lot of people, look what they did with Gervonta too. I want everybody, all these young fighters that are listening to this, and you can clip this. This is a short part right here.
I got you.
To Ryan can clip this right here. To all you young fighters, look at the amount of love they were giving and sharing to Gervonta Tank Davis prior to the fight. Look at what all the reporters were doing prior to the fight. Look how they were all laughing at all his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting to down this man. Down him. See, I'm going to talk my smack with Tank, but that's because I want to fight him. That's me. I can say that. But I just want all you young fighters to really look about it. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
They won't ever care about us. When you're winning, they're going to be there. But they're waiting for any moment to slip up. Just a man, even a draw. Look how much hate he got out of it.
Yeah, not to get deep, but it's a part of our psychology. We have to learn how to care about other people.
Teoimo Lopez provided commentary in the aftermath of the contentious first fight. He said that after the fight, Davis felt alone since so many boxers were quick to criticize and doubt his standing. Lopez emphasized how a fighter's confidence and public image may be affected by this climate of scrutiny and uncertainty. His remarks highlight the significance of the rematch as Davis wants to not only win but also repair his standing with both supporters and colleagues.
That's my man Lamont.
All right, so you sparred Lamont Roach in preparation for his bout with Gervonta Davis. First, what did you think of the fight?
What did I think of the fight? It's a little different for me because it's definitely a point of bias there.
Wait, let me put out a disclaimer. He's from Baltimore.
Definitely. I mean, he's Baltimore all day. But I'm looking at it from a point of bias because his dad, Ben Johnson Sr., and all them guys that was down there, coaches Tim and everything like that, they all good people. So I got to know them on a more personal level. And then I get to see like how hard a world champion works. And not only that, to see how he treated his people. So I was going for him just off of personality alone, but everything else, he made me believe in Kent for real. Because me and him have similar personalities. I mean, as far as the ring, you know what I mean? So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont, so everything was just everything for real. But everything else, he made me believe in Kent for real. Because me and him have similar personalities. I mean, as far as the ring, you know what I mean? So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont, so everything was just everything for real. I think he should have won too, you know what I'm saying? But actually when I was there, I thought they actually was gonna like rob him. You know what I mean? But you can't, you know what I mean? You can't deceive the people that's there for what they saying for real.
So you felt like he should have got the nod in the
Absolutely.
decision.
Especially with all the other controversy too, it should have been overturned. But we know how boxing works. But I mean, we running the back for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Did they teach you a lesson though?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? But you gotta just do. It seemed like, because I feel like he did. Not only did he shock the world, it's like, I guess you just gotta do more on top of that. Like, you just gotta do more, I guess.
For both competitors, the rematch is crucial. It is a chance to resolve outstanding issues and reaffirm their individual positions in the sport. Avoiding this conflict might harm their legacies and raise lasting questions. It is imperative that both Davis and Roach give their best effort, since they are aware that this fight will be keenly watched and remembered. Their attitude and preparations for the battle are given a fierce competitive edge by this mutual acknowledgement.
Tank became a ballsy fighter, which he's never been, according to everybody in the DC and Maryland area. You know, like,
but
now it's all coming out. It's all coming out. It's already been known before, but we never got to see it because nobody pushed Tank.
There were points early in that fight. I thought Tank was out hustling Lamont. He was, Lamont wasn't taking charge early on, and Gervonta, who's normally, but he was he's getting hit with straight left hands and getting turning, and it was his nose and mouth were red.
But he wants you to. But that's the thing. What Tank does, what Teddy Atlas yelled at Michael Moore about. Tank wants to be able to hit you and hope you leave him alone. And when you don't do that, he starts to fade and fold.
Okay,
that's not championship caliber mentality.
We're talking about two guys who weren't big punchers. Okay, 12 rounds. I can hit you and make you miss, and hit you and make you miss, and hit you.
But I can keep the game plan. You can keep the game plan.
So what if Gervonta goes out there and shows his boxing skills?
Let's compare it to, say, a Tommy Morrison, who used to bowl you away, but if he couldn't, he was gone after he was gassed out after a few rounds. There's a mentality where.
But Tank's not that guy we saw against Isaac Cruz. He was able.
Okay, and even though Isaac Cruz, looking back now, even Valenzuela outboxed Isaac Cruz.
Okay,
dude.
but
come on.
Did he do it?
Apply the trade. Listen, it happens.
Well, we don't know exactly.
Your hands are going to be bruised. Did he get surgery after the Isaac Cruz fight? No.
I don't know. Maybe I had a ton of surgeries. I had a ton of surgeries that the public knew nothing about. So I don't know.
I mean, they kind of know.
So
Paul, you can see where you can see hand surgery scars. You see my scars? I got a tic-tac-toe board all over my hand. When you get surgery, you can see that.
Well, Paulie, his argument, and you guys are on different sides of it in a different way, where he says tactically there's more to add to Gervonta. Gervonta could have done things he didn't do,
physically, there's a lot he's capable
you see it mentally.
Yes.
Is that harder to deal with?
I believe so, because physically, Gervonta has all the goods. That's why he's sold as the product he sold at. You look at Gervonta physically, speed, athleticism, power, timing,
ability to change direction.
If this guy has balls, he's really a pound-for-pound fighter that everybody claims he is. But because he doesn't have balls, I don't know that he's even a pound-for-pound fighter. I don't even know that he would be a lightweight champion if they didn't mix and match his opponents accordingly. You know what I'm saying? He probably shouldn't even be a lightweight champion now, because Lamont Roach beat him the other week.
I got a great saying. So you always say, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah.
Roach's performance in the first battle astonished many with his poise and tactical acumen. He proved that he could successfully compete at the greatest level by matching Davis's strength and quickness. Davis was seen as a worthy opponent because of his tactical approach, which placed him on the defensive at times. Roach has the opportunity to build on this foundation going into the rematch by improving his speed, accuracy, and mental toughness in order to win. Shakur Stevenson, who has sparred with Roach before, offered insightful commentary on Roach's tactics and skills. Stevenson commended Roach's defensive abilities, pointing out how well they countered Davis's attacking strategies. His recognition of Roach as a formidable opponent gives Roach's prospects of winning the rematch more legitimacy. Stevenson's faith in Roach emphasizes the fight's competitive aspect and implies that Davis will be up against a technically proficient and well-prepared opponent. That concludes the video for today. Keep an eye out. Till the next occasion.